There are a couple of sayings that I like to talk about. One is, well, there may be three. Let's start from that first one. Know thyself. That's kind of obvious, but that's very important. And the two ones that I was thinking is, if there's a will, there's a way. And if that will is do what you really like and help the society, that will be most profound to me. The second statement that I thought of is, let me just talk about this, why I'm thinking like this. I appreciate living my life and I get lots of help and have fun time. And when I do things that is really important for the idea like may all beings be happy, the path will open up. I'll find a way, even if there are lots of difficulties. So those thought point, this is another one, quote, heaven helps those who help themselves. So I noticed that there's a parallel. One is, if there's a will, there's a way. There's me, my will, but the will has to be not my will, but will corresponding to the way of nature, meaning it's beyond my ego will. If it's an ego will, well, you may have some way to get somewhere, but it's limiting because your viewpoint is narrow, just thinking about your will. But the first sentence I said, know thyself, point to that point of whose will. If you know yourself very well, you come to the point that it's not you to keep you alive, do things, but there's much bigger will of the universe or the way of nature. You get to that. So some people say, you ask the question, who am I? If you keep asking that, and the core answer to that is something beyond, is who you are. Because you cannot live by yourself alone. So will of something else has to float you to live and relate to each other with others. So know thyself. If there's a will, there's a way. And if you approach anything you do, even if it's so difficult, really difficult, but keep doing it and thinking like, or believing if there's a will, there's a way, then the second saying, or the third saying, heaven helps those who help themselves. What is heaven? There's something much bigger than you. Operate everywhere. I call it the way of nature, the way of universe, the laws of nature is prevailing. Of course that helps because you are identifying you with that will of heaven. Heaven helps those who help themselves. Heaven helps will of the universe willing you to do if you are having a good awareness of who you are and doing your best. So I think that's a reciprocal relationship, those two sentences. So if I say that there are those sentences, there's a reciprocal relationship, by itself doesn't do any good. You're just conceptually understanding it. But experientially get to that view is the essence of those words. Words has meaning, the sentence has meaning. There's a superficial understanding, there's deep understanding. And beyond the deep understanding is living with that understanding, operating. So that's what it's meant to be, because we are built or born and die according to the will of the universe. So ride the wave. You may fail, you pick up, learn the lesson, like a surfing, and catch another wave. Over and over. You may fail, you learn the lesson. CAPD, check, act, plan, do. One step at a time. Process is the result. That's life's process to write or be. So that's I am that. Lots of words I've spoken. It doesn't mean anything unless we experience, practice, work on it. So let's do that. Thank you. May all beings be happy.